What makes a good racing game? Is it the cars, the drivers, the track? Wrong. It's the track. But how do you make a good racetrack? For hundreds of years, game developers have searched for answers to this question, only to find the secrets to generating good racetrack to be largely guarded by huge fucking nerds.
Watch your language.
Mom, I'm recording.
This super cool guy who totally lives alone in a $2,500 bachelor pad was able to capture one of these elusive shut-ins so that we may learn from him. Are the secrets to racing games' future locked in our sexually frustrated past? And can I keep my promise to my mother to stop swearing in my YouTube videos? Don't fall lipping, count on it.
Addy.
Hi, I'm Addy. Last time I showed off my current project, High Moon, and if you haven't played it, it's pretty good. I like and try it out. I made this version in just 2 weeks, and because of that, the scenery is dry, flat, and boring forever. Other games have cliffs and mountains. Other games have curves. So why don't you have those things, Addy, huh? Why don't you? Lately, I've been looking into the way old racing games make their racetracks and scenery look good even with their limited hardware. If I could figure out how these games work, maybe I could make my cowboys ride across the dusty trail a little more interesting. These old games get their signature 3D look by actually being a 2D optical illusion, and the math behind it is pretty nuts, and I'm just too stupid, handsome and attractive, to understand it. I'm gonna need some help, but it takes a special kind of advanced weirdo to understand this stupid nerd language. Unless you're the weirdo behind Turbo Jetrunner. Turbo Jetrunner is a fast-paced, web-based, flippy-floppy, tetrahedral retro motor racer made for the same competition I made High Moon for. They weren't cool enough to place like me, but they won a subcategory for a hardest mini-game, which came with some actual money, so what the hell do I know? Jesus Christ!
This is a Christian household.
God damn it, Mom, I swear to God. This game's freaking awesome. And although we both made one of these racing style games, the developer of Turbo Jetrunner was actually able to make the sweet and bumpy race tracks that I could only dream of. This was the math geek I was looking for, but he soon proved to be almost impossible to find. The name attached to this game was RhyminGarfunkle, and apparently this is his first game. He had no contact information, no social media. Clearly, this turbo virgin wanted to keep his true identity hidden. After a lot of Googling, Yahooing, maybe a little bit of Ask Jeevesing, I eventually came across this development video. Jackpot. But this video was made by someone named Quiggle B, who also had no contact information. Awesome. But like a desperate prom queen failing algebra, I was willing to do anything. So I took a shot and made my plea in the comments. And then, nothing. Because this isn't a phone call and you have to wait until somebody replies. After hearing nothing for about a week, I'd finally come to terms that I needed to roll up my sleeves and finally try to learn some of this. Are you on the GM forums? I am now, and like a light in the dark, I had finally had my light in the dark and was able to sit down for a meeting of the minds. Would he be the Einsteinian creature I truly feared, or would he be something much worse? So you told us that you wanted to keep your identity hidden today.
No, I didn't say that. I'm not hiding behind some weird cartoon flower thing.
What's it like being a loser who's never kissed a girl?
My wife and I have been together.
Okay, that's not how I thought this would go. Just tell us how you made your game or whatever.
Started messing around with some pseudo 3D stuff in Game Maker. I decided I wanted to move on to something else. And then when they announced the competition for the Jam, I decided that I wanted to do something in pseudo 3D. I thought that would make it look really good and attract a lot of people to it. I didn't reuse any of the code, but I felt pretty confident I could make it happen in 2 weeks.
Everyone's dying to know, how did you make the crazy roads for Turbo Jetrunner?
The basic rules of perspective say that as something gets further from the viewer, it gets smaller and closer. Screen X is real-world X divided roads are done in multiple seeds. Each road segment is a rectangle. That's why. Don't watch YouTube game developers. They don't know what they're talking about.
Well, that was a waste of time. And I'm still no closer to figuring out how to make these roads. Oh, the curves, the bumps, and I did it myself, no help at all? I guess it's true what they say. You can't rely on nobody for nothing. But I still had a couple more questions for my guest. So what's the future for Turbo Jetrunner?
The future of Turbo Jetrunner is a game called Poodle Ace in cyberspace. You're generally going to be shooting to, sort of crack down the defenses in the mainframe, and then racing in towards the core. There's going to be cooperative multiplayer in it.
And what about the prize money? Are you going to use that to help you develop the game?
I think I spent about half of it at this point.
I'm going to give it to you by subscribing to your Patreon. Thanks, buddy. Wow, we really learned a lot today. And you can see what we learned by playing the game for free in the description below. Use the secret password to unlock the secret character. No moms allowed! Thanks for watching. And I want to thank RhyminGarfunkle for being such a good sport. Check out his stuff on Twitter. He's got a lot of cool stuff coming out. And if you want to see the extended version of the interview, I've got that linked below as well. But for now, subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you next time.